Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, welcome. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for being here with me today. I'm back in the car trying to use the time I have between all of my kids' summer activities to make some videos. So I wanted to do an invest with me today. So you're going to invest in some stocks with me today. And I'm going to share with you some of the things that we're buying. And also I wanted to chat with you why, you know what, you don't really need $1 million to invest. And again, I've said this before, you don't know what you need unless you make a mock budget. Like, think about what retirement may look like for you. Is it the end all be all? Absolutely not. What it does is that it gives you an idea. It puts you on a path, at least to start preparing in some kind of way. Yeah, life can look different 20 years from now, but at least you have something in the works, right? You don't want to get 20 years in the future and you're starting at zero, right? You want to at least do something. And let me tell you, if you're 50 and you're starting to invest for the first time, you have time. I don't know why there's this narrative. Yeah, if you start investing at 20, you'll have more, but you can still have something if you start investing at 40 or 50. And granted, this is considering if you plan on retiring, let's say at 65 and you start at 50, that's 15 years. Like, you can really, like, if you're willing to make the sacrifice, you can do something in 15 years that'll set you up for your senior years. A lot of us discount small beginnings because we feel like we don't have $1 zillion, which again, in the invest with me later in this video, I'm only going to be investing $250. That's all. And I make these videos and I invest on camera with you so that you can see that small shares add up. Small deposits add up. This is with savings too, right? You don't want to let anyone, online or offline, discourage you from that, okay? And so you don't need $1 million to retire, right? I've seen channels on here that are retiring on $500,000. Some of them are retiring on $350,000, $700,000, right? And you know, the idea is that you get to that point by making the sacrifices now and just being consistent. One thing that I also love to do is look or play around with retirement calculators. There's a lot of free ones online. I will have like one or two linked down below. Just go on the website and just put in your current age, put in the age, let's say you want to retire, put in how much you can invest every month and be realistic, right? Because the calculator is going off of the information you're putting into it. So if you put in $100 a month and you can commit to that, like commit to it. The biggest part of this journey is commitment. Like, you got to be consistent on this journey. If you start, stop, you're going to miss a lot of gains. If you are sitting on the sidelines, you're going to miss a lot of gains. You have to be putting your money into the market consistently. That's what we do. Every time we get some type of paycheck, whether it's from the day job, whether it's from my channel, you know, with AdSense and YouTube or whatever it is, put a portion of your money into the market. Question for all of you. Leave me down below how much you are trying to have for retirement, okay? Because I want us all to see that we all have varying answers. The idea is that we're getting to our goal. It's not so much the number. Remember, you know, it's about how much we need for our situation, right? You may not need as much to retire as somebody else. I have a special needs son. He's autistic. The probability of him going to college and, you know, graduating and, you know, making it big is very small. And that's just being realistic, right? The world is not kind to disabled people. So we know he's going to be living with us. So it's not just going to be us that are retiring. We have to account for him when it comes to food and healthcare, maybe travel costs, the little extra things that he likes to do, activities and all of that. We need to account for that in our strategy, but maybe you won't have that. So you will have more flexibility to maybe save a little bit less than us. So again, leave me down below, answer my question if you want to, how much you're trying to aim for when it comes to your retirement number, so that we all can see that we have varying situations, varying circumstances, but the fact that we all are striving to get to our goal, that is what I'm trying to get across here, okay? So talk about a little bit about investing and what we're buying this week. So you're going to see a screenshot up on your screen, or maybe I'll just like video record it, but we're going to be buying excuse me guys, 3 stocks today. So SPLG, right? We are focused on that ETF right now. We have moved on from from SCHD. I've talked about this in my previous SCHD update. We have our share size goal, which is 550 shares. So we're pausing so that we can build up another security in our fund. Editing, but I wanted to pop in and just give you an update on how SCHD has been performing recently. So I wanted to show you that it's now at $82.08. I am editing, let's just say, on July 17th, but yeah, $82.08. So like in the past 3 months, you can see here it's up 8%. The past month up 5%, or almost 6%. The past week about almost 5.5%. And then pre-market right now is down a little bit. That's expected because it has been like just doing so well recently. But the reason why, again, I love SCHD is because it's not so heavy in technology. Recently, the markets have been down, spearheaded by the tech sector. So yes, we love the S&P 500, but this is why I love the total stock market, or I love SCHD, because again, it's not so focused on tech or so heavy in tech. There's other great industries out there like finance and healthcare and real estate and consumer staples, consumer defensive that, you know, we like ETFs for. So I just wanted to come on and show you guys that if you research and you believe in what you have, just continue to buy and hold. We still have our shares, though we are not actively investing in SCHD anymore this year. But again, just buy and hold in what you believe in, and you'll see the gains come back after a while. So back to the video. And I created this strategy of building your share sizes because I think by having like a more streamlined approach, you will actually see results a little bit quicker versus having like a zillion. Like I've talked to some of you who said you've had like 70 different stocks and you have small share sizes in them. So if you're looking for maybe higher dividend payouts, maybe more growth, streamline your portfolio, focus on 2 or 5 or a few at a time, and just focus on building up those share sizes, and you're going to see, I think, a lot of the growth. And then once you meet your share size goal, move on to something else. If you don't need the money right now, turn your drip on. You got to manually do it and get those dividends reinvested because they build up the share size. That it helps you to do that. You have compound interest helping you to build up your position. And I realized that with the drip turned on the last 2 years and our contributions, we got to 550 shares. So our last dividend payout was about $458 or so. I have a screenshot up on the screen. So because we got the drip reinvested, we should have about $500 come September, which is the next payout. And if not, then it should be December, but we're paused on it. I think we have enough invested in SCHD, and I really would like to build up SPLG. So you'll see up on your screen, we have a Robinhood portfolio, and I think we have 114 shares of SPLG. I'm in the car, but you'll see the screenshot. So I am going to put $75 in SPLG. Hold on. SPLG, if you didn't know, let me back up a little bit. SPLG tracks the S&P 500 just like VU does, just like FXAIX does. That's the Fidelity-based ETF that tracks the S&P 500. I like SPLG, though it tracks the same as the 2 ETFs I mentioned, because it's just cheaper, and I like the psychology of it. I like seeing that we have, a whole share. We can buy a whole share at a time versus like a piece of a share like with VU or something like that. But I think it's at like $66, which is crazy how fast it's growing. In Robinhood, our position, I think we're up about 8% or so. But you will have seen that I did put, I'm gonna change it to $75 in SPLG. Also, I did buy a share of Chipotle here. I want to start building up this position, but I'm not going to hurry and do it. I've mentioned before in previous videos, I wanted to buy Broadcom, which you will see me put some money into in this video, and Chipotle. So those are the next 2 that we put some monies into. But again, like I said, I'm investing $250. So the idea is that I'm starting slow, right? The first share of SCHD we got, it was just 1 share. It wasn't even like 50 shares or 100 shares. And the point is that we all start somewhere. I think sometimes because we see, like the big dividend payouts or the monster growth in these portfolios, we don't realize that every $50,000 portfolio starts at $1, right? And you just slowly build up. You're consistent. You get a bonus. You get a raise. You have a side hustle. I know some of you tell me you have a side hustle specifically to save and invest. You're using the money you make from Uber Eats on the weekend to invest, to save. That's a great way to kind of catch up or to build up your portfolios a little bit faster. So today you saw me, I bought SPLG, did buy one whole share of Chipotle. I'm trying to remember because I'm in the car, but I think I did. And I bought a fractional share of Broadcom. I am going to also buy some Broadcom over in our retirement-based account. So that's where Fidelity and Vanguard and the HSA, but with the taxable accounts that I talk about on the channel, like Robinhood or Interactive Brokers, etc., I'm just going to keep Broadcom and Robinhood, but I am going to buy a little bit over in the retirement-based accounts like the Roths and all that. But that is the video for you today. Let me know what you guys are planning to buy this week or what you have already bought. I know a lot of you have your automatic transfer set up. So let me know what you're thinking of. Like, what's on your radar? Are you planning on buying any of the stocks I mentioned today? Are you planning on buying something else? Let me know so that we can kind of cheer each other on. Again, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you need any trackers, spreadsheets, etc., I do make them. Check out my website down below. I do have a private finance group that I meet with. We meet next on the 27th of July for 2 hours. So if you want to join that, sign up below. But again, thank you guys so much for watching. And until next time, I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye-bye.